So first and foremost, with Christian family, that I have been praying for and fasting for like 40 days, you know. I have been praying for that, you know, and that I have a job and that a family in Christ. I got a letter from you and Little saying that she was going to provide me with a place to stay for the first 30 days upon my release. So when I first walked out the jail, you know, Little was there. So I went home with Little, and like a week after that, I was working, had a job, was in church, was actually a part of a family and a community that I had never been a part of before. A man named J.C. Christensen gave me a job without even meeting me, you know. Didn't matter what I had done, he gave me a chance. Yeah, so I was having a real hard time about not being there for my family. And I did agree to 30 days of like, whatever y'all say goes, you know. So basically, and I respected that, you know, because I had never done that before, and I knew that everything that I had tried before didn't work. A lot of like hoping and praying that Mom and Destiny understood, and just showing them that I was changing, not could, that I was, you know, not saying, oh, I'm sorry, actually being sorry for what I had done and not doing it again. I got pregnant with her when I was 14, had her when I was 15, and started using pretty heavy at 16. Smoking pot and doing dope and taking pills and drinking and partying and having sex a lot with anybody, you know. Went to prison when she was 4. Stayed in prison for like 3 years. Come out, stayed clean for about a month. No, I smoked pot the day that I got out of prison. And I remember sitting there on the couch thinking, what did you just do, man? Like, you've been clean for 3 years. It ended up running from the feds. They come busting in Mama's house, you know, looking for me. Ended up getting caught about 6 months after that. And went into jail, went into prison again for another year. Really started getting into making drugs really heavy then, and just like started all over again, like I hadn't even spent the last 4 years of my life in prison, you know, or away from my family. Guys in and out of the house, getting beat up like that was just regular way of life for me. And that's what I was showing Destiny, you know, that it was okay to be beat up by some dude, and it's okay to be, have sex and do drugs and just live, and it's not, you know, it's not. So started using like real heavy, and that was about 3 years ago. Didn't even care anymore. Started doing things for drugs that I never thought that I would do. Nobody could be around me. I couldn't stand being around me. I was just hateful all the time, you know. Was miserable. I didn't really want to live. Not suicidal, didn't want to live, but just didn't even care. I didn't have no purpose for living, you know. I ended up going to jail on December the 3rd. Mama gave me some money. First time she had trusted me with some money in a long time, you know. And I was supposed to take it to the bank. How easy is that? Not for me. So I remember seeing the cops walking down the aisle, and I'm thinking, all right, here we go. Because I knew I had some stuff, you know, the chick I was with, she stole some stuff. And had a pocket full of money. I mean, like, we probably had like 400 bucks on us. And was stealing, I stood up in court, and it was like some flea and tick medicine or something, man. I mean, like, like really? You know, $5. If that, if it was dollar store bread too, you know. Destiny didn't have a Christmas, again. She didn't have a mama on Christmas, again. Mama was like struggling, Destiny's not coming out of her room, and I'm in jail again. So about middle of December, my friend that was in there with me started reading the Bible to me, because I'm a reader when I'm in jail, you know. And I was just coming off drugs so hard that I couldn't focus on reading. And so she was reading the Bible to me, and stuff just started like clicking, and stuff just started being like, okay, I mean, if I do this, if I try to read this Bible, and if, you know, what what could happen if it don't work? I mean, I'm already at the worst. And so started reading the Bible myself, and ended up like down on the jail cell floor crying and repenting for everything that I had done to my mom and to myself and to Destiny. And I stood up and was thinking, I had this feeling of this high that I had never had on any kind of drug, you know? That I didn't want to cuss anymore. And I didn't want to be slutty and stuff like that anymore. And I didn't want to steal from people anymore. I didn't want to lie. And I didn't want to do drugs anymore. Like it, for the first time in my whole life, I can actually say the cravings were gone. You know, that I don't exist anymore. Everything that I was looking for in drugs and in men is filled up with the Lord. So it was like 22-hour lockdown in that jail, you know. So I had a lot of time to just, I woke up, I read the Bible. I stayed up till like 4 o'clock in the morning reading the Bible. When I ate, I read the Bible. Went into church for the first time in like 10 years. And I'm sitting there watching y'all, and y'all are like beaming, you know, with this yellow joy. You know? And I'm thinking, dang man, I want that. I want what them ladies are talking about. And you was talking about this the other day when you went around and asked them for prayer requests, and I was just so thankful that I was sitting in that seat for you to ask me for a prayer request, because without jail, then I wouldn't have got saved. And without going to church inside the jail and meeting y'all, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Got out and had the job waiting for me and all that. But still had to deal with consequences that my past, living like that, brings. I see my arresting officer going over there, and I'm like, man, you know. And he comes back to me, he's like, well, see if you can stay with me. And automatically I'm like, oh, I knew it. You know, I knew it, I'm going to jail. And he's like, there's no evidence against you, that the cops never turned no evidence, there's no paperwork. If these people from Dollar Store stand up against you, then we're just gonna go for a misdemeanor concealment of goods. And I'm like, there must be some kind of mistake. You know, like, what are you talking about? He was like, no, he's like, there's no evidence. He's like, it's like your charges never even happened. I'm like, man. So again, it's just the Lord in my life and how he has just like wiped away, you know. And I know that I'm really blessed because that don't happen. That don't happen. I've been going to court for a long time, and they don't just lose evidence, you know what I mean? My arresting officer is the one that stood up and was like, hey, she don't need to go, she needs to stay in jail. He's like standing there on my behalf saying, Your Honor, I'm witness to her change and back her 100%, and that she don't need to go to jail. And I never had nobody back me like that. I never had nobody back me like y'all. Invest their time in me besides my mama. And I spent those 115 days in jail to meet y'all and to have this. So I would do it all over again. So don't let the shame and the worthless feeling that you feel right now control you. That nothing's too big for the Lord. To reach out to somebody, talk about it, you know, get some kind of help. And I would recommend spiritual help. Spiritual meaning the Lord. Praying, staying in the Word, and I mean like every day, not when you feel like it. Especially stay in the Word when you don't feel like it. And I like to call it force feeding yourself. So when you don't want to go to the Word and you don't want to pray, then you better start praying and you better start reading the Bible, because that's Satan. So just letting my family see me in the Bible every day has encouraged me and my mom to have, you know, study time of the morning times. And also lets Destiny know that, hey, she's not playing around, you know. So I'm really, really blessed. But it's all because of the Lord.